Well, welcome to all of you returning students and new students. I'm really apologetic not to be able to be with you. What I wanted to do is share a bit about the journey of the last few months, and just to say where I am, and I suppose to give thanks to all you guys for your prayers and best wishes. Basically, I went in for what was looking like a relatively routine operation on the gut on the 12th of August. But having come through the operation, I was told that yes, it was the routine operation, but they'd also found cancer and secondaries, and they hadn't taken them out. But it was interesting that when that was being shared with me, there was a sort of levelness inside me, a calm, a peace, I suppose, in biblical terms. And that was something that was very apparent to those around as well as to me. And that has continued throughout, because following this, there was then another 3 weeks when the gut blocked up. They had to go in for another operation. And after that, they said the reason for the blockage was not what they thought it was because the cancer had moved with very great haste and had blocked up the gut. So they basically unblocked it, and prognoses continued to get shorter. And still continue to get shorter. So basically they're now talking weeks, and I have no idea whether they're meaning shorter or longer, but suspect they're shorter at the moment. I'm getting physically weaker, but that strength, that stability in the Lord has remained. And it hasn't been a particular difficulty, it's just the Lord has given it, which has been very wonderful. He's also upheld my wife Diana very much as well. And so she has been able to take much of the developing news much more, I suppose, in the Lord than naturally we would have. And I try and think back as to one of the reasons, or why could that peace be, apart from just the Lord's working, which obviously it is, and through the prayers of his people. Partly I think it's, as I think back across my life, and think that actually the Lord has given a right good deal to me. I have been married, very happily married, for 23 odd years. 2 kids that are growing up to develop in as good upright citizens and have become Christians. I delight that my son David is going to be baptised at Adelaide on this Saturday. Absolutely thrilled with that. And 2 kids basically going on with the Lord. I mean, that's wonderful. The Lord has provided sufficient finances for my own needs and also for service of him, which is wonderful again. My health has been top-notch throughout. He's given me a job that I can really believe in and think is important, and the involvement with students that I really enjoyed, and the ability to teach. It's hard to find too many things that really make it a bad deal. So overall, it seems to me I've had a really good deal. Yeah, of course I'd like it to go on. I'd like another 25 years or something. 50 is a bit on the short side. But overall, am I saying, well, why Ted? Why cancer? Why me? Lord, how could you do this? I'm actually not asking that. Because there's that security, that peace that just sort of transcends all those type of questions. So I suppose, obviously I'm not going to be back unless the Lord does a radical healing work, which we're still praying for. But that's his prerogative. He's sovereign. But at the end of the day, if I do not survive, if I do die, death, where is your sting? Because at the end of the day, what's going to happen? I'm going to go to be with the Lord. So, it's a bit of a no-brainer, really. But it is difficult, obviously, for those left behind, and that's where the prayer and the difficulty comes. Because I will be with the Lord, but those waiting will have an interim time period before that. So I pass on my greetings to you. Thank you for your prayers. Thank you for your support. It's had a huge difference, both in terms of the peace and in terms of some of the aspects of healing that there's been quick response. The other thing that's interesting is the way the Lord has used the time. because there have been people that have responded in a hospital. I mean, there's one physio lady that may come to our church's Alpha course. There's another person who's basically burned himself out on alcohol and may well end up, or hopefully has now been linked into C7. And there's another person who became a Christian through selling The Big Issue out in Musselburgh, nurtured very well by brethren people, and then has totally gone away from the Lord, where he's on his way back now. And then just the people, and the sisters and the nurses in the wards, that they are seeing a type of response, a type of calmness, a type of evenness that they don't seem to have seen on this type of thing. I also give thanks that there hasn't been pain. Pain has been completely off the radar screen. Nausea, yes. Pain, no. And for that I give thanks to God's people's prayers. Thanks for your prayers. May the Lord bless you this coming year. Delighted with all the colleges doing to put in replacement strategies. And I believe that the Lord can really bless each one of you. Bye.